Hey guys, I'm back with another video, and today I want to talk about a world champion who, after his world championship, never really did that good again. So let's talk about him, and the driver I'm talking about is Jacques Villeneuve. A few of you might not know of him, probably most of you, but he was a world champion. He was the 1997 world champion, but after 1997, everything like fell apart for him because after 1997 he would not really do well. And let's go over it now. So Jacques Villeneuve is currently 51 years old and was born on April 9th, 1971 in Canada. And his father was Gilles Villeneuve, who was a Ferrari racer, and I'll get back into Joe. And fortunately, though, when he was really young, Jacques, I think he was around 11, I think 11 or 12. His father died in the Belgian Grand Prix, I think in 1982. I think it was 1982, but unfortunately he died. So really young, that would have hurt him. So yeah, that wasn't that great. But he would go on to have a pretty good career. After that 1990s, the beginning was good, but after that was not so good. So let's get into this right now. His first championship was the Italian Formula 3, where he finished 13th in 1990. Then he competed one more season, finished 6th. He competed in the All-Japanese Formula 3 Championship, finished 2nd, and the Toyota Atlantic Championship, where he finished 3rd. He also competed in the Macau Grand Prix, but didn't only miss obviously 1 year. But his first big series was the 1994 IndyCar World Series. And this championship was pretty stacked. You had Nigel Mansell, Emerson Fittipaldi, also some other drivers like Michael Andretti. You had obviously Jacques. You had some other drivers like I'm just looking at the list right now, but it was pretty stacked. You had Jeff Brabham, who was the son of the other Brabham, I forgot his name, but it was a pretty stacked grid, let's just say. And Gilles wouldn't be able to win a race. He would win one race at the Texaco Havoline 200. So he did win one race and finished down 6th. But for his debut year, and also Al Unser Jr. won title. I don't know who he is, but he finished 6th. So not that bad. For his first year in the game, I wouldn't say it was that bad. It wasn't horrendous. It was okay. I wouldn't say it was a pretty good year. For his first year of IndyCar and that stacked grid with some really good drivers. But 95 was different for IndyCar. His final year at IndyCar, and what did he do? He won it. He won IndyCar only by 11 points to Al Unser Jr. Again, had Michael Andretti. You had Emerson Fittipaldi again, Christian Fittipaldi as well. Not many other really very good drivers after that though. Had former F1 driver Alessio Salazar. I think one of the only ever Chilean drivers. Also Paul Tracy, who was another Canadian. So yeah, and he won the championship. So by 11 points. So very good. His first year now in Formula 1, 1996 with the Williams F1 team. So this one, I'm going to get maybe a bit more in depth. So his first year in F1 was pretty good. He actually qualified on pole for his first ever F1 race, which is kind of crazy. Kind of crazy how he qualified on pole for his first ever race. So he did very good. He started off well. Unfortunately, though, his first race, he got pole, he got fast lap, but Williams wanted Hill, his teammate, to let Hill pass. Wow. So Hill won, and it was a 1-2. And then second race at Brazil, it was a DNF. Then the third race at Argentina, he finished 2nd. Then he would get his first ever win in Formula 1 at the German Grand Prix. Then he finished 11th at San Marino, DNF'd at Monaco, finished 3rd at Spain, 2nd at his home race at Canada. Hill won. But he did get fast lap and fast lap again at France, but finished second. Won his second race at Silverstone or Great Britain and got fast lap. Third in Germany, won at Hungary, second on pole, but finished second only behind Michael Schumacher at Belgium. Seventh at Italy, he won the second final race at Portugal with fast lap and then DNF'd at the final race. At the final race, it was close because there was only 9 points between him. He had 78 points, while Damon Hill had 87. So if he wanted to win the championship, he would have to win the race, and while Hill would DNF. And unfortunately, he got pole and fast lap, he DNF'd while Hill won and took the title with 97 points, while Jacques only had 78. So, a very good first season. I know the Williams that year was very dominant. It was a very good car, but it was still a good year. Like considering that was his first year in F1, and he was able to win 4 races and took a lot of fastest laps and poles. He took 3 fast laps, and he took also a lot. He took 3 poles and a lot of fast laps, and still won 3 races. So I would say a pretty good first year in F1. In 1997, it would be a very good year. Now let's get into the nitty gritty. Let's see how his year was. Well, there's 17 races, and it started off in Melbourne, just like last year. Beginning of the season, he started off really well. At the first 4 races, he took pole on all the first 4 races, and he would also get a lot more poles. He had a lot of poles that year. This was really good. He took 5, and then he got another one. He got a few more poles. I think he got one. He took another pole to Spain, Britain, Belgium, Austria, Japan, and Europe. So if we put that together, that's 10 poles and 17 races. He took a lot of poles that year. So yeah, very good. First race at Australia, he DNF'd unfortunately, while David Coulthard won. So very good. And then so going to the second race, he got pole again. Obviously, took fast lap also and won the race. And by the way, Damon Hill went to Arrows. By the way, I forgot to mention that. He went to Arrows for 1997. So Heinz-Hauer Frentzen came in. First 2 races wasn't good, 8th and 9th. But Argentina, Jacques won again, and again on pole, but Frentzen DNF'd. Then he DNF'd for the next 2 races at San Marino and also at Monaco. So not great. Then he won again at Spain, taking another pole. Then unfortunately, and by the way, also Frentzen got his first win at San Marino. But at Spain, at Canada, it wasn't great. He got second last year. He DNF'd, so not great. France, he got a 4th place, while Frentzen got second. He won at Great Britain, DNF'd at Germany, won at Hungary. Then at Belgium, he took a 5th, and also Italy 5th. He won at Austria, and then he won again at Luxembourg, which was Nürburgring. So with two races to go, Michael Schumacher is doing really well, and then he gets disqualified at Japan after getting pole, while Schumacher wins. So going to the final race of the season, Schumacher's 78 points, while Jacques has 77. So it's a 1 point deficit after the DSQ. It was leading with 77 to 68. Then Schumacher won 78 to 77. So this race, and by the way, I forgot to mention, Nürburgring win would be his final win in Formula One. So that just shows the rest of his career. So going into the European Grand Prix, it was a new track. It was Jerez at Spain. So exciting. So going into this race, let's just see what happens. And he started on pole, and this was actually crazy. He took the first lap. Then Schumacher. I think Villeneuve said a time of a 1:22.007. I think it was something around there. Then Schumacher set the same time. It was a 1:22.072. That's it. Now I remember. So Villeneuve set that time, fastest. Then Schumacher sets the same time. Then Frentzen sets the same time. Like, three drivers setting the pole the same time for pole. And at the end, though, Jacques will get pole because he set the first time. But then starting off, he flew all the way at the start because he got a terrible getaway, which sent Schumacher into the lead. And eventually he would be clear. But on one of the final laps, I forgot the exact lap, but on one of the final laps, so Villeneuve goes down the inside, going into like one of the final corners. He goes down the inside, and then Schumacher goes into him, and then so imagine Villeneuve is trying to Villeneuve is here, is trying to go down the inside. Schumacher's on the outside. Schumacher hits Villeneuve. When Villeneuve tries to go down the inside, Schumacher's car doesn't work anymore, and he eventually gets disqualified. And so yeah, he DNFs while Villeneuve does have damage. He was leading, but then he let both McLarens through of Mika Hakkinen and then David Coulthard. But it didn't matter because he won the championship. It didn't really matter. He won the championship by 3 points over Schumacher with 81 points and will win the World Championship in 1997. Although after that, it wasn't great. But Schumacher got disqualified from the championship because of his accident at the final race. And because of something particular that happened in 1994 that, yeah, let's just disqualify him because the same thing that happened in 1994 happened in 1997 with him. So let's just disqualify him because he doesn't deserve it. So Villeneuve would win, but again, like I said before, the Nürburgring win would be his final ever win. After that, it wasn't great. It wasn't great. So in 1998, the car after 1997, the Williams dominance also ended. So in 1998, the car was not great, and also Adrian Newey left McLaren. The McLarens were really good, let's just say that. And while they were doing good, the Williams wasn't that great. And he finished fifth, while Frentzen finished seventh. He wouldn't win. He got 2 podiums, but just 21 points, while Frentzen got 17. Only put Williams third, and a mile off like McLaren and Ferrari. So 1998, not good. But in 1999, a new team came on the grid, British American Racing, BAR for short, who snatched Villeneuve up, and and at the time, I think this would have made sense. He was getting apparently offered $20 million a year, so he took the seat. And for 1999, he'll be racing alongside. He'll be racing at BAR alongside Ricardo Zonta and Mika Salo, who raced for a few races with them. Mika Hakkinen dominated that season. It was really his season. He took a lot of poles, like he did. But this year, it wasn't great. Let's just say that. Frentzen left to Jordan. Obviously, he's not his teammate. But his first year at BAR was so bad that he finished not classified. And you want to know the crazy part? He DNF'd the first 11 races. Like, that is extremely bad. Like, he DNF'd. Like, he only finished 4 races. He got a P8, P9, a P10, and a P15. And those results were all in the first 5. The last 5, actually. So, that car was, like, the most unreliable car I've seen in, like, a long time. Because he DNF'd until, he DNF'd so much. Let's just say that. He DNF'd, like, the first 11 races out of 16. That's just not good. So, 2 years on from his first World, he won in 1997, and then 1999, not classified. In 2000, The car was a bit better. He'd be partnering Ricardo Zonta, but it still wasn't great. He finished 7th. So, I mean, it wasn't like that bad, but obviously it wasn't anywhere near where he was in 1997. 7th. His team Ricardo Zonta finished 14th. So he did do good, while Zonta did pretty bad. And he got a few P4s, a few P5s, a few P6s. So finished with 17 points and 7th overall. So for 2003, for 2001, it wasn't like much better. I mean, he finished 7th again. So yeah, 2001. By the way, this started the Ferrari dominance, where they were just really dominant. He was like the car was really dominant. They were just really good, and it wasn't really great for Jacques. Again, finished 7th again, and he got a podium. He got 2 podiums at Germany. So good Germany. He got a podium at Hockenheim, and he got a podium. And then he got a podium at Spain. So very good, and he would BAR would finish 6th. So better than last year, I guess, but still, he was partnering Olivier Panis, and Panis, I mean, he finished down 14th, so, I mean, okay, I guess we could say okay season. 2002, though, this wasn't great. I mean, the car this year was also pretty bad, and it was now year 4 of his BAR career, and again, it was even worse than last. It was 12th, and he would only finish with 4 points the entire race. Yeah, 4. And he got a 4th place and a 6th place. And he also DNF'd a lot. So, yeah, it wasn't maybe what he expected. I'm just going to say it like that. And he partnering Olivier Panis. Panis, I mean, he didn't do a lot better. I mean, he finished with 12 points. Panis, actually, wait, I can't see. Oh, yeah, Panis was 14th with just 3 points. And BAR finished down 8th with just 7 points. So, I guess you could say it wasn't great. 2002 was not great. And in his final year of his BAR career in 2003, he finished 16th. So, not great. And, yeah, it just wasn't great. But this time, he'd be partnering up against a teammate who was actually good. Yeah, finally. He'd be partnering up against Jenson Button. This whole season, Jens did amazingly well. He did really good. He got a lot of P7s and P8s. Got a few P4s. Jacques wasn't good. He finished down 16th, 6 points, a piece of P6, 2 P6s. So yeah, and then at the final race at Japan, he'd be replaced by Takuma Sato from Japan. He got points on his debut with 3 points, and at the end of the day, Jensen was doing a lot better, and he was a lot younger than Jacques, and yeah, it just showed that 1997 was a while ago. So for 2004, he wouldn't really compete a lot, but he would compete at the end of the season for Renault because he would compete for Renault because Jarno Trulli had fallen out of order with Renault, so they thought, why not? Let's put him in the car. And Jacques Villeneuve was back in the car for 3 races, partnering Fernando Alonso. And Alonso did pretty good. And his season was really good. He finished 4th, 59 points, and got points in his final 3 races with 2 P4s and 1 P5. While Jacques, he only got a P11 and 2 P10s at China, Japan, and Brazil. So he wouldn't stay with Renault, but for 2005 he'll go to Sauber and his Sauber stint was okay. The car was not great. He'll be partnering Felipe Massa. Massa did beat him. He got 11 points. Jacques only got 9, and he got a P4. He got a P8, a P6. Well, Massa he got it like a P4, 6, 7th, and 8th. So yeah, and Sauber also finished 8th. So I mean, his first year at Sauber wasn't great, but it wasn't awful. And then BMW Sauber came for 2006, and this would be his final year in F1. Yes, and that car and the Renault was really good that year. while the Sauber, it wasn't great. He finished 15th. He finished 15th. And his teammate also was doing a lot better than him. Let's just say that. So 2006, Nick, I think, wait, wasn't Nick Heidfeld? I'm checking now. For 2006, he would be again with BMW Sauber. He would be partnering Nick Heidfeld. Nick did it really good. He finished 9th, Nick. And he did really good. He got a podium also at Hungary. While Jacques, he only got 7 points, while Nick got 9 and 23. So yeah, and after the Hungaroring at Hungary for DNF, they thought, let's bring in Robert Kubica. So, and Robert did a lot better. Well, maybe not a lot better. He didn't start his first race at Hungary, but he got a podium at Italy. The rest were not so great. But Robert Kubica did a lot better than Jacques. Let's just say that. And that would be his final year in F1. No team on him, and he would competing. He would just gambling for just whatever championship he could find in the final in his racing career. For 2007, he will be competing in NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series, NASCAR Nextel, and also competed in Le Mans. 2008, he competed in he finished second in Le Mans. Finished also ninth and second in the 24-hour. Raced in Le Mans, raced in Speeder Car Series, raced in NASCAR Worldwide, and top race V6. Also competed in Speed Car Series. He also competed in 2009. He would compete in NASCAR Canadian Tire Series, NASCAR Nationwide, and Fiat GT Championship. 2010, he was actually a test driver for Mercedes in 2010. Yes, he was the test driver for them. He competed in NASCAR Spring Cup Series and also NASCAR National Worldwide, and competed in the V8 Supercross Championship in Australia. So 2011, he'll compete in the NASCAR Nationwide Series and also in the Stock Car Brazil for a few races. And again, was the test driver for Mercedes. After that, though, he wasn't test driver. 2012, actually, he competed in NASCAR World Nationwide. 2013, he competed in NASCAR Spring Cup Series and competed in NASCAR Canadian Tires. He actually returned to Indy for 2014, but didn't really do so well. And also competed in the World Rally Cups and NASCAR Canadian. 2015, he made one race in the Stock Car Brazil. He also competed a bit in Formula E for 3 races. He'll come back to racing in 2018, competing in the America's Rallycross Championship. 2019, competing in the NASCAR. In 2019, 2021, he competed in the NASCAR Wheeling Series. And since then, he hasn't been competing himself. So, what happened to this guy? Well, he's now not. He hasn't raced. He doesn't race anymore. He was competing in the NASCAR Cup Series. But what happened was, in my opinion, it started off so great, and he was doing amazing, in 1997, 1996. But now he's competing in sort of a European NASCAR series. He's not even competing in it anymore because he hasn't raced. His last was in the Daytona 500. So yeah, that's the story of Jacques Villeneuve. And all I can say about Jacques is that I feel I do think he kind of wasted his career going to BAR, and mainly because of money. So I hope you guys like this video, and I hope you guys watch some more videos about this. And I'll see you guys next time. See ya.